Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
My name is Dr. Kent Mercado, and I'm running for Congress. For the past 25 years, I've served the 11th District as a physician, an attorney, and a humanitarian. I'm running for Congress to have a larger impact and to bring your voice to Washington. I've visited every county in the district, and I've met with thousands of people, listening and learning from them about their concerns. I found that family values and kitchen table issues are what's most important. So we need to reignite the economy, improve our educational system, ensure the safety of our communities, provide access to affordable physical and mental health care, and of course support our farmers. I'm Dr. Kent Mercado, and I'm running for Congress to be your voice. Together we can make sustainable solutions for our nation.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded, many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. You walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
Good morning, my friends. You're like, whoa, hold on. Yeah, surprise. I am not Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris. My name is D. Grant Smith, and I am the fill-in sort of host for today. Dr. Lauren is going to be with us in just a moment, but we were talking earlier this week about when he has to take trips and he has to go out of town, like instead of having a replay that he plays, what if I came in and was the host here on Bathrobe Moments? And so the effects are quite magnificent. I appreciate that. So this is an experiment and an experience in that process. But we're going to have a wonderful conversation today, talking about a couple of things that actually go hand in hand together. Talking about abundance and appreciation. And I recognize that appreciation is something that it increases the value of whatever it is that we're putting our focus and our attention on. And when we are appreciating anything, we are operating from a place of abundance energy. Instead of looking at what is missing, we're looking at what is here. And the more that we focus our attention and our energy on what is here and we bring value to that, that value increases. And so much stuff in our lives and in our world right now are seeming to operate from a very opposite energy than that. This whole idea of really scarcity and lack, and where we have to try to hold on to things because it feels like we're losing what it is that we have. And I'll admit I've felt a good bit of that over the course of most of this year, to be honest. And it has been something that has been a continual learning and growth process for me. But what I want to spend and what Dr. Lauren and I want to spend this morning talking about is this culmination of abundance and appreciation. And I'm going to ask Dr. Lauren to come in now and join into this conversation so that we can experience. There we go. There he is. There he is.
Stop. Would you guys stop? Oh my God, I was just backstage. Jeez. Oh my goodness. I know. I was so happy to get to try out. I loaded these sound effects a couple weeks ago and forgot about them. And so I thought, who better to make the guinea pig but D. Grant Smith?
There you go.
You guys are cracking me up. Anyway.
Well, it feels good to feel like we're kind of on like a TV set from the 1980s with your laugh tracks and whatnot.
I know exactly.
Yes.
What can I say?
Excellent work. Now, I want to say one thing, Lauren, real fast. In the prelim leading up to the start of today's show, you had that video about your 3P system. Patience.
Yeah, we don't even have the good thing you're here.
Because you talked about clicking the link below and that there was no link. So will you provide the link for us? Because that's something that I'm sure a lot of people actually.
Are you talking about on my commercial?
Yes.
I usually hit it, but since I was watching you backstage, I didn't hit it. I usually put it up on the screen because that's a Facebook ad. Oh. So when it's on Facebook, it's in the,
I see. Okay.
But I run it here too, but I click it up on the screen. But I was saying, I'm trying to do better. So I'm eating my cereal with no Truvia, no real sugar, just fruit and my Cheerios. And it's different. But I know. I remember my mom put shredded wheat in front of me once. I think I was like 8. And now I love shredded wheat. Isn't it interesting how all the old people stuff you didn't like when you were a kid, you love it now?
I don't know about that. I'd have to disagree.
I do. Brussels sprouts.
Oh, yes. Asparagus.
All the stuff when I was a kid, I was like, I don't think so. Now, I don't know. So I love the topics today. And thank you for stepping up. So D's in training to be the Ed McMahon. Remember, John, you're too young to know Johnny Carson, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, Johnny Carson was a huge hero of mine.
Johnny, well, you know why I said I told you about that kid a few months ago that I asked, what was your favorite? I said, oh, look, listen, Whitney Houston. And they were playing it somewhere. And I said, I think I was in a restaurant. It was a server. I said, what's your favorite Whitney Houston song? And he went, who?
Well, I mean,
Really?
we're living. I saw this thing. It was a very actually it was a teaching on how to make YouTube videos that are more, I guess, trending or that can gain in popularity. And so that one of the things that the guy said was he took a thing out on the streets where he was having interviews with people, and he showed a comparison chart between
Sorry.
between this person
Sorry.
and this person. The person on the right was a
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Okay, I'm done. It's so okay. Hey, you thought it came free of pranks being the co-host? No. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening. La la la.
Oh, sorry, my screen wasn't frozen. Ah, that's my prank. Um,
You got
no,
it.
it was drawing a comparison between the celebrity, like a traditional celebrity, so like somebody that's a movie star or a music singer or something like that, and like a YouTube star. And so walking around to people on the street and saying like, which one is more famous? What was interesting was these, internet celebrities, YouTube stars, people that have, TikTok, whatever, like zillions of followers there,
Yeah.
are more recognizable than movie stars and professional athletes.
Oh, I believe it.
And so, but for those, like I'm somebody that doesn't really pay attention to these things. Like I really don't know who the trending YouTube stars are or whatever in any
Neither
capacity. I have
do
no
I.
idea who they are.
No,
And so when I hear people talk about that, like, oh, you don't know who that is, I'm like, no idea.
I know. They're household names now.
And so in so many ways, like we're living in a world that consists of people that are living in different universes and multiverses spread out across the infinite verse.
Metaverse.
Yes, and we don't always know and syncopate with each other in the same ways that we used to because things are so much more widespread and vast now.
They are. But I'm also grateful for that because it makes it possible for all of us who are easing suffering in this world. If we really want to make it out there on a global basis, it's a lot easier. I'll put it that way. It's a lot
Agreed.
easier. Seriously. I mean, well, it's interesting because back in 1988, here comes a shameless plug. Back in 1988, well, it's true. And here's the picture of it. I have it right here. In 1988, when this happened to me, when I was in People magazine, look, I look like George Jefferson down there. Michael Jordan hadn't made it popular to shave your head yet. So we just walked around balding. Yeah. Oh, so anyway, back then when that happened, and just being in People magazine put me on everything. Everybody's show, Oprah, Good Morning America, Regis and Kathy, Donahue, Ricky Lake. It went on and on and on with no press people, no internet. It just happened like a ripple effect. Today, you can live next door to Oprah. You still ain't getting on her show. You know what I'm saying? It's so willy nilly. I think you just got to be blessed.
And so I think that ties into exactly what it is that we're talking about today
Yes.
with abundance and appreciation.
Abundance. I want to start with a hack I found just in case it works. Because
Okay.
holiday seasons are coming. I was telling Dee backstage, already today I've had 3 conversations with people who are starting to feel some kind of way. It's darker when you wake up. It's wet here in the Midwest. The leaves are already changing and falling. And I love the fall, but it's true. I have been sleeping in. Brian's been up every day this week before me, which, how is that? So I get it. Excuse me. Plus the stores have started Christmas already. Jesus.
Dude,
Um,
before Halloween?
Yes.
What the what?
I'm telling you, giant Frosties. And I was in Ace Hardware the other day. They had gift wrap packages behind the desk, behind the counter, where the registers are, stuff hanging from the ceilings, everything but the Christmas music.
That is a violation of something.
So yeah. So I found this hack about abundance. Really quick. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but watch what he does. Did I do it? Did I share it? Do you guys see it? You don't see it, do you?
No.
Oh, okay. Money Magnet Quickie, it's called. And this guy has 270,000 subscribers. Now he has 270,001 because I just so anyway, Brad Yates. Watch, he does a tapping. Watch this.
So here's a quick one on attracting even more money to yourself, taking full responsibility for your own well-being.
Oh, tapping exercise. Yes. I've done this. This is
I'm
good stuff.
attracting more and more money,
What?
I'm attracting more and more money.
and I choose to love and accept myself.
And I choose to
And I
love and
choose to
accept
love and accept
myself.
myself.
I'm attracting more and more money,
I'm attracting more and more money. Do it, y'all.
and I choose to love and honor myself.
And I choose
And
to
I
love and
choose
honor
to
myself.
love and honor myself.
I am attracting more and more money.
I'm
I'm
attracting
attracting more and more money.
I choose to be an even stronger money magnet.
I
I
choose to be an
choose to
even
be an even
stronger
stronger
money magnet.
I choose to be irresistible to money.
I choose to be irresistible to money.
I am attracting more and more money,
I'm attracting more and more money.
and I choose to deeply and completely
And I
And I choose to deeply and completely
love, honor, and accept myself
love, honor, and accept myself.
and anyone else who might be involved.
And anyone else who might be involved.
I'm attracting more and more money.
I'm attracting more and more money.
I'm allowing myself to
I'm
attract
allowing
more
myself
I'm allowing myself to attract more
to
money.
attract more money.
money. I'm letting myself know that it's okay
I'm letting
it's
myself
okay.
know that it's okay
for more money to show up in my life.
for more money to show up in my life.
I choose to be really comfortable with money.
I choose to be really comfortable with money.
I choose to feel really good about money.
I choose to feel really good about money.
Such that money finds me irresistible.
Such that money finds me irresistible.
And it comes looking for me.
And it comes looking for me.
And I welcome it with open arms.
And I welcome it with open arms.
And I'm becoming more and more okay with that.
And I'm
And I'm becoming more and more okay with that.
Clearing any reasons
Clearing any reasons
why it's not okay to attract more money.
why it's not okay to attract more money.
Allowing myself to feel good
Allowing myself to feel good. Yeah.
about being a money magnet.
About being a money magnet. Amen.
And I'm getting better and better at how I use money.
And
I'm getting better and better at how I use money.
I'm using money in really good ways.
I'm using money in really good ways.
I'm becoming a better steward of my money.
I'm becoming a better steward of my money.
With my money.
Making really good choices about how I spend it and how I save it.
Making really good choices about how I spend it and how I save it.
Clearing any reason why I can't be an excellent money manager.
Clearing any reason why I can't be an excellent money manager.
So that it becomes better and better for me to attract money.
So it becomes better and better for me to attract money.
I'm allowing myself to attract more money.
I'm allowing myself to attract more money.
Becoming a super strong money magnet.
Becoming a super strong money magnet.
And allowing myself to feel really good about that.
And allowing myself to feel really good about that.
In body, mind, and spirit.
In body, mind, and spirit.
Take a deep breath. And allow yourself to attract more and more money for the highest good of all concerned. Thanks.
Winner.
I love that.
Quick one.
Winner.
Even more money to
I'm
yourself.
bookmarking that.
Taking full responsibility.
I'm gonna do that every day.
I've got a
Wasn't
good
that
friend.
cool?
Yes, I've got a friend, really good friend named Angelina Frost, who taught me that same exact practice last year.
Wait a minute. Angelina Frost, her cousin. I know her cousin. Jack.
Look at you. I'm going to tell her you said that.
Wait.
I'm gonna tell her that you know her cousin because I don't know her cousin. That's impressive.
But the funniest part was it took you so long. We saw you in your
Yes,
head.
you're
going,
right. It did take me a whole 4 seconds to figure out what it was that you were doing, which is faster than I usually am. So I'm proud of myself for
He
that.
knows her cousin Jack Frost. It wasn't
But,
until it wasn't until you pushed the two names together, the lights came on in the house. Okay.
Okay.
So she taught you, what was she teach? What was the topic when you were tapping with her?
It was the same thing. It was tapping into abundance.
Did you go through all those things he did?
Well, she does a teaching on what these different points are, how to locate them specifically, and why going through the sequence in that order is so important. That was one of the things that the gentleman didn't illustrate, didn't even talk about what it is that, this is exact, like when you're tapping the side of your head, you're tapping this part of your eye right in here. There's a pressure point in here. When you're tapping, you're not tapping the middle of your forehead, you're tapping right above your eyebrow in this little nook right here. It's a pressure point. Right below your eye, there's a pressure point. Right here at the top of your lip is a pressure point. Right
So
here.
what is the tapping doing?
So we have in our bodies, we have trapped emotions and trapped beliefs about all kinds of different things, especially involving money and self-worth issues.
Really?
Yes. And so much of our experiences, what we attract or what we push away in our lives, have to do with the energies and energy bodies inside our energy body. And our energy body isn't just what is inside our physical body. Our energy body is the energy field that's around us. So this goes back to practicing Ho'oponopono, actually, because as we're practicing Ho'oponopono, it is clearing out all of the invisible stuff within our energy body that we can't see, that is limiting or restricting our ability to perceive certain things, understand certain things, and receive certain energies or repelling certain energies. And so in this tapping process, what it is doing is it is clearing out inside our physical body these trapped and stored up emotions and beliefs and whatnot that we keep recycling over and over again and replacing it with what it is that we're affirming.
See, I love that. And speaking of Ho'oponopono, what is it?
Ho'oponopono.
Yeah, that. We have that. Maybe we'll play it before we leave today. It's like a blessing.
Or we could just do it right now. It's simple.
With her?
With us. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. That's all it is. Now,
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Thank you. I love you. Now,
what I practice. $20. I love you. Oh, wait. That's not how we attract money, by begging for it. Okay, sorry. That's the old me. Let's do it again.
So let me say one thing real fast.
Okay.
The way that I learned Ho'oponopono was from Dr. Hu Lin, who taught Joe Vitale and led
Who?
Dr. Akihala Hu Lin. He was a prison psychiatrist. His story is inside the Zero Limits book. If you haven't read that, I highly encourage every single human being to read that book. Transformational book.
What's it called?
Zero Limits, the ancient Hawaiian secret to health, wealth, success, and more.
Okay, go on.
Dr. Akihala Hu Lin was a psychiatrist in the most dangerous prison in Hawaii. And he revolutionized and turned that whole prison around, both the inmates and the personnel, which they had like an 80% rollover rate. They couldn't keep staff.
Everybody, you meant prisoners. I was like,
prisoners,
were they out at that rate? Okay.
They couldn't keep staff.
Okay.
Everybody was scared to death of their lives. Dr. Hu Lin came in and had this very unconventional practice of the way that he did his work. He would go into his office for 3 or 4 hours, and then he would leave. He never saw any patients. But in a very short amount of time, these incredibly notoriously dangerous, volatile criminals suddenly started changing their behavior. They became more peaceful. They became more calm. They became more respectful. And they started taking accountability for the things that they had done, where they hadn't done that before. And this story of the transformation of this entire prison ward, 300 inmates that had gone from being in shackles every day to where only one of them had to have any sort of restraints at all, made it all shackles.
Oh, they were in shackles.
Yes.
I thought you said they were jackals.
No, they were
Okay.
in shackles.
Oh, okay.
They couldn't go anywhere without being tied up in some way because they were so violent. Their transformation spread so far and wide that Joe Vitale in Wimberley, Texas, heard about this story and was like, I've got to know what this guy's secret is, because that's got to be a psychological miracle. What was it that he did that transformed the lives of so many people? So he brought him to Texas, and it took about 3 days to finally get him to open up and tell his story. But when he finally told his story, he basically said, all I've done is a practice that my ancestors have been doing for hundreds of years called Ho'oponopono. We believe that everything in existence is a part of the collective consciousness, and all of us have a responsibility to clean and clear the collective consciousness of all the crap that we've been passing on and spreading throughout the history of mankind.
Wow.
And all it is we are taking full responsibility for what is going on inside of us that we can't see, and asking God to do the invisible work inside our hearts, our minds, and our energy systems to clean and clear out all of the dysfunction, all of the crap that is keeping us from being fully united and connected to our divine source. And we are asking God to do that within us, but reflecting on the experience or whatever it is that's in front of us that's making us realize, hey, the reason I'm able to see this or experience this is because that means it's going on inside of me too. But God does the work on both ends. And so what Dr. Lin did was he just looked at the files of these inmates. He didn't ever meet with the inmates. He didn't have a psychological hack. He didn't have some sort of way of getting into their minds and hypnotizing them and turning their lives around. He just looked at their files. And from their files, he said, there's something, the only reason I'm able to even know that this exists is because there's something reflecting in me from these things. Not a direct copy and paste thing. He hadn't killed anybody. He hadn't raped anybody. But there was something in his consciousness that was being reflected back from these files. And so he did Ho'oponopono on himself while he was touching or looking at these files. And God did the invisible work between the two parties. And that was how everything turned around. And so Joe Vitale told this story. But the thing that Dr. Lin added to this practice, which is what I do in my life too, and that's what I want to share with you guys here, because it's not just saying these 4 things willy-nilly and thinking that, okay, well, I'll just say these 4 prayers over and over again and that'll just magically change things. Yes, it will have a wonderful, amazing effect, but you becoming conscious and being a conscious participant in what you're doing makes all the difference in the world. And I am living testimony to this. You've heard me talk about this, Lauren. 2 or 3 years ago, I had a terrible, non-existent relationship with my former wife. I don't put an ex on anybody, so I'm not going to call her my ex-wife. That's not the way that I roll. But we didn't like each other at all. We were not speaking with each other at all. Fast forward in time now, she asked me last week to be a part of this YouTube show that she wants to do, telling stories. We have a very wonderful, beautiful, harmonious relationship. I actually consider her. She's an old friend. That's the way that I see her. That's the way that she sees me. It's a very loving connection. That I attribute that not to myself. I attribute that to Ho'oponopono, because I did a crap ton of it while things were crazy. And here's the addition. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for whatever is going on inside of me that I can't see, that is being reflected in this experience. And this is the part that Dr. Lin added that I have taken on too. You say, I clean and clear out of my subconscious and conscious mind, out of my heart, out of my body, my energy field, and anything in my ancestry or DNA that is related to or connected to any of this stuff at all. And replace it with divine love, abundance, connection, harmony, whatever it is that you want to facilitate and be a part of your energy system. That's what you replace it with. And then you conclude with, thank you, I love you. And you don't have to say the same thing over and over and over again a zillion times. This isn't about crazy repetition to try to, magic fix things. But it is consciously saying, there's something in me that does not jive with divine love, and I want that out, and I want it out of me, and I want it out of the person that is reflecting this crap to me. So
Well,
all of this,
let's play the 2-minute thing and let everybody kind of put some of that into their space today,
okay.
right now, and move forward. When we come back in, we're going to do some more stuff. I have 2 little clips, one from Abraham Hicks, because we talked about him yesterday, about attracting abundance, and then another clip from Bob Proctor about
yes,
attracting abundance. So let's put something in that's going to vacuum out what needs to go. Okay.
agreed.
Everybody, here we go.
I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you.
I got mine in. How about y'all? Okay, we've cleared the way. We've cleared the way. Thank you for all that intel regarding Hopopona po. It's like I was trying to find a way like M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked. Remember that? H-O-O-P-O-N-O-P-O-N-O. Hopo.
Ho'oponopono.
Yeah, that. Okay. Do we want to let's hear Bob Proctor first? How do you feel about Bob Proctor?
I'm a fan of Bob Proctor.
I am too.
I've used his. He's got a very basic. I say basic. He's got a very world-renowned money affirmations. Very simple. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis. That has been used by tons and tons and tons of people. I think Oprah included, to attract abundance into.
Yeah, she talks that. Yeah. Man, you know a lot about this.
I am a student, my friend.
Yes, you are. Well, let's hear from one of the teachers himself. You guys, here's Bob Proctor. It's a short little piece.
Hello there and welcome.
Hi.
Do you know abundance is our birthright? Abundance is our birthright.
Amen.
And everywhere you look, you see abundance. Everywhere you look, there's an abundance of leaves on the trees. There's an abundance of snow in the ground. There's an abundance of water in the universe. There's an abundance everywhere you go. And you and I have the ability to create an abundance. Now, you take nothing with you. You'll never own anything. You arrive with nothing. You're going to leave the same way. It's like somebody said, you come in with no hair, no teeth, no money. That's the way you leave. But while you're here, you can enjoy an abundant life.
Yes.
You can have all of whatever it is you want, but you have to earn it. Now, what would abundance be in your life? What would abundance be? To one person, it may be different than to another. But understand this, it all starts in our mind. Most people are letting what they have now control how they see themselves. They let their bank account control them. They let the friends they have control them. They let their conditions, their circumstance control them. That's not where we want to go. We want to go inside. Everything starts from the inside out. So let's start over. Let's start over.
Okay.
If life isn't the way you want it now, make up your mind you're going to start over.
Yeah.
You're going to sit down, you're going to write out how you do want it. And we want abundance. We want an abundance of friends. We want an abundance of money. We want an abundance of all the good things in life that make us more comfortable and have us enjoy life to a greater degree.
Yeah.
And you know, we can have it. But we've got to understand we can have it. We've got to understand that we have infinite potential locked up within us. We've got a marvelous mind. We can think anything we want. Do you know, Viktor Frankl spent the war years in a concentration camp. And he said, regardless of the intellectual or physical abuse he was subjected to, no one could cause him to think something he didn't want to think. All the great leaders all down through history, they have been complete unanimous agreement. We become what we think about. Well, don't think lack and limitation.
Yeah.
Think abundance in whatever you want. See yourself with plenty, with abundance. Hold the image and then just think, how can I get this? By continually seeing yourself with it, the way to get it will start to come to your mind. You will attract whatever you need because you're getting on an abundant frequency and it'll all start coming into your life.
Yeah.
Towards it, it'll come towards you. Abundance. It's your birthright. You've got to decide on it. Enjoy it.
Oh my God, that was so awesome. That was so awesome. Oh my goodness. 3 takeaways for me just from that 3-minute. Hi, Misty Lee. Hi, Bernadette. I see you. Hi, you guys. Hi, everyone else. Yes. Write it out. TBD Campground Publishing in the house. Talk about writing it out. Perfect timing, Mr. Lee. Misty Lee. So write it out. I think that is an important piece. It has always been for me. And I tell people this all the time. Why do I write things down? Didn't we talk about this in your session yesterday?
Yes, we did.
When I pulled out the velvet box that has all the Post-it notes from the Wall of Purpose that I took off the Wall of Purpose. I have them upstairs today. I took that box upstairs. So you helped me with that because now I'm putting it into my little journal from which I draw topics for my daily reels. So it just keeps on giving. So what I'm getting at is,
well, what he's getting at is, let's see if I can channel Dr. Lauren.
there I am.
There we are. I don't have to channel you. You can just say it. There we go.
Okay. I write things down because it immediately makes it a contract in my mind. Because I know I love what I'm hearing and feeling in here, and I want to get it to the real world as soon as possible. See, anytime I write something down, it's not in my mind with ADHD like a meteor storm flying all over the place. It is tangible now. I can see it. I can feel it. I can touch it. I can sniff it. All of my senses can attach with it, which means all of me. All of me. So that was a big one. Also, take away infinite potential. Man, if all of us could just wrap our minds and souls and hearts around those 2 words, infinite potential. You never run out of potential, which means there's always more you can do. There's always higher to reach for. And then the final takeaway for me, because I'm image driven, and all of us that are storytellers know that the best storytellers drive their story through imagery, is when he said, hold the image. In other words, lock it like a sepia photograph in your mind. Freeze frame. Remember that old song?
Freeze frame.
That's my ADHD again. Freeze frame. Freeze that frame of abundance or whatever it is you want, you need. Lock it down. Locked and loaded. So what about you? D. Grant. What about you? What takeaways did you take from good old Bob?
Well, I'll be honest. His message resonates on so many different levels. I'm going to make a side note here. His jacket was fantastic. Agree with me.
It really was.
His jacket was fantastic.
What year do you think that was? I think it was the 80s.
I think, no, the video itself is probably not long before he passed away a couple years ago.
He had that jacket on a couple years ago?
I want to say so.
All
yeah.
right, Bob. I bet he bought it a long time ago.
I bet he bought it a long time ago, no doubt.
Yeah.
No, I actually wrote a story talking about storytelling. I wrote a story about this very subject that I called Being on the Outside. And I will share that story with anybody that wants to read it. I will just send it to you.
If you want the story, drop your comments in. I want it, and D. Grant will get it to you. Oh, real quick, someone. So, Chappelle, I see you looking. Secrets. Did the aliens return you to Earth? She's been missing, been in MIA. Look at everybody I'm looking at on the screen are rock stars. Those are your coaching siblings, your sisters, D. Grant. Hi, you guys. How's everybody doing? So you're gonna give them the PDF?
I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah. Let me write down everybody's. What?
Yeah, you do that. Let's head over and hear what Abraham Hicks has to say. We'll hear a little bit because theirs are usually longer, but we're gonna hear what they have to say about. You guys. I don't know if you were here yesterday when D. Grant and I were talking. But I just found out about Abraham Hicks and Esther Hicks last week on my trip to San Diego. And I'm so glad I did. I just love it. So let's listen. Attract wealth and abundance.
Do you understand that abundance has a vibrational frequency? Yeah?
Yeah.
And can you imagine what it feels like? What would the vibrational frequency of abundance feel like if you were going to put words to it? It would feel like ease. It would feel like freedom to choose, certainly. It would feel like eagerness. It would feel like clarity. The vibration of abundance feels like fresh air. It feels like clear path. It feels unlimited. It feels always flowing. It feels abundant, meaning never ending, always flowing.
Come on.
It doesn't feel pinched off, and it doesn't feel like jealousy, and it doesn't feel like worry, and it doesn't feel like fear. It feels like fun. It feels like sureness. It feels like certainty. So let's say that you're standing in a what-isness of less abundance than you want. If you can take your attention away from your perceived manifestation of not enough.
Right.
And you can focus upon something else that feels like fun or something else that feels unlimited. In other words, you can use subjects other than the subject of money, which may feel like not enough every time you think about it.
Yeah.
You can focus upon other things that feel like fun, that feel unlimited, that feel like clarity, that feel like fresh air. You can practice the seed vibration of abundance by staying off the subject if the subject calls something different from you. You see what we're talking about? A while back we said, if you're working on abundance, if abundance is something that is important to you, then take money out of the equation, because there is so much abundance that is abundantly around you that you can tune yourself to the frequency of that. What's something else you want? Usually it falls into a handful of categories. You want money, you want a lover, you want someplace really great to live, you want a body that feels good. So let's say that your intent is for a lover who isn't there. A lover, what does a lover feel like? What does it feel like? What does being in love, what does a lover feel like? What's it feel like? Feels happy, feels high, feels pretty damn good. Feels like well-being, feels like homecoming.
Yeah.
Feels like security, feels like appreciation, feels like being appreciated, feels effortless, feels like ease, feels natural, feels like desire.
Come on.
In other words, if you can get to the general vibrational reason behind what you want, which is why do I want it? The question, why do I want this thing, will bring to you. Then we know you can begin practicing the vibration of the manifestation that is coming. Now, here's the thing that we know that often you don't know that we so want you to know, and that is that everything you've asked for is coming.
It's coming.
And the only question is, how long are you going to keep yourself from it?
Ooh.
That's the only question.
How long are you going to keep this?
We're just feeling you out a little bit, because do you know how much money is in your vortex? Do you know what a vortex even is? Vortex is the vibrational holding place of all of the desires that you've launched. So, do you sense that we sense? Do you understand that there is abundance, immeasurable, abundance not recognizable by most of you, abundance not yet experienced, let's just put it that way, by most of you, abundance for you, vibrationally queued up, and that all you've got to do, the only thing you've got to do is to practice the vibration of it, and it makes its way to you in so many different life-giving, fun ways. But you got to practice the vibration of it.
Practice.
And that's what trips humans up. We love you very much. You know what's coming next. But you don't, for the most part, practice the vibration of what's in your vortex. You practice the vibration of what's already manifested. And what's already manifest is a puny comparison to what's available to you. So we've made our point. You got to stop focusing so much on what is that it dominates your vibrational patterns. And you have to start focusing upon who you really are and how you want to feel.
Yeah.
So when you think about the things you want, and there are a lot of them, and it's wonderful. When you think about the things that you want, and you think about why you want those things that you want, and it brings you to that vibrational reason, most of which is easily recognizable by you and easy to find by you and easy to discover all around you already. Because the feeling of money is not only available to you in money itself, because you just said it feels like fun, it feels like freedom, it feels like, and there is so much of your world that does not require money in order to feel those things, you see. If you're taking score of what is and using that as your basis of how you feel about you, you're missing the potential. You see. That's why, as we play with you, we've been helping you to approach your life in a different way than most of you have. If you've been following us for a while, you hear us say, you are more than the physical being that you recognize as you. And you were source energy before you came into these bodies, and the larger part of you still is. Well, that's a lot to contemplate.
Yeah.
But if you can hook into that and start recognizing that there is an energetic part of you that often you pinch off, but that you don't need to, and you start watching in your personal experience for the evidence of when you're allowing it and when you're disallowing it, now deliberate creation and all of the joy that is associated with it is yours, you see. But most people aren't thinking of themselves as energy, so they're not paying attention to their emotions. They don't connect their emotion with alignment or misalignment, but they do associate it with behavior. So much of the world is trying to control behavior and failing at it because you can't control the behavior of others. You don't have enough facilities to lock up the bad ones by your perspective. So you can't control the behavior. And so then you just feel like you can't do it. And that contributes to your feeling of unworthiness. Where if you approach it in this other way, I am source energy, was and still am. Source is always flowing to me and knows who I am and what I want.
Yeah.
I can feel when I'm in alignment with that perspective, I can feel the compassion of source.
Yeah.
When I feel love for myself or for another, I'm right there on the vibrational beam. I can feel it.
Yeah.
And when I feel it on purpose and I sustain it deliberately and I practice it until I own it, and then my life reflects it. Now I'm cooking. Now.
Oh my goodness. I got 3 takeaways and we didn't even watch the whole thing. I'm writing the last one down. You can go first. D. How come I don't hear you?
No, because I had myself muted.
Oh.
She says a lot of things that are in harmony with 2 of my favorite teachers, Wayne Dyer and Neville Goddard. And both of them talk about the feeling is the secret. And so there's so much in our personal development, spiritual journey that focuses on mindset and having our minds right. And our minds are very important parts of this whole thing. But if we are not feeling the feelings of what it feels like, because here's the thing, we are storing our experiences once again in our bodies. That whole tapping exercise is about freeing the trapped emotions and the stuff that we have held onto that is controlling so much of our subconscious mind and our nervous system, freeing that up and clearing out these channels so that energy can flow more freely and more fully through us. That is about feeling. And one of the ways that we can feel abundant or feel something other than lack, poverty, scarcity is to just get into the feeling of joy, the feeling of gratitude. That's why gratitude is such a game changer. It reverse engineers the process of all of this stuff. And so what I heard from her saying, she said, what you've asked for is coming, but how long will you keep yourself from it?
I wrote that same one down. How long are you going to keep yourself from it?
How long are you going? And I'm guilty of this too. I've been guilty of this too. How long will I'm not going to say you, how long will I continue to think about what I don't have and let that be my primary focus? How long will I be frustrated with what is instead of getting into the energy of joy? And just being in the energy of joy changes the everything game.
Misty Lee Riston just said joy, gratitude, and bliss. And I'm going to tell you what, you used that word yesterday in our session. And suddenly I think it's because of the new me from coming back from San Diego. And I heard that word quite a bit there. I am going to replace Charles Maddox, celebrity chef, Bob Marley's nephew's in the house. Hi, Charles. Good morning to you. Charles, speaking of you, you know, just the other day, Barbara Beckley asked me, hey, how come you don't have Bathrobe Moments After Dark anymore? And I said, call and ask Charles Maddox, because he's my co-host. Charles, they want us to bring that back. Several people have asked me in the last quarter if I would ever be willing to bring back Bathrobe Moments After Dark. If you're interested, hit me up. We can do that again. So listen, absolutely right. I am going to take this Post-it note, this blank one, and I am going to write that down. How long am I going to keep myself from it? Now, a couple other takeaways that I took that I wrote down, we got a couple minutes left, was practicing it until you own it. Powerful.
Well, I want to add one thing. This is something I'm discovering in my own journey.
Yeah.
When people say do this until, it's putting an end date on this practice that you're going to do. Something in my spiritual journey that God keeps reminding me, you don't put until anything on anything. You make it a part of your life and you don't stop doing it. You do it because you love doing it. And you do it because it's a part of who you are. So if I say I'm going to do affirmations until I get this result, I'm attached to an outcome. And I'm not actually embodying this process for my own well-being and my own connection with God. It means I'm going to drop doing the thing that is actually serving me and beneficial when I start getting some sort of result that, makes me feel like, okay, this is working. Now I don't have to do this anymore. Because I've done that in my past. Yeah. I had a strong affirmation practice that I did for 2 years that totally turned my life around. And then when things started shifting, I was like, okay, well now that things are working out for me, I don't have to do all this affirmation stuff.
We it's like people that were on the ark, Noah's Ark. After a couple raindrops, they hopped their happy asses off.
Yeah. No. You do this because it's part of who you are. You do this because it is your identity, and you do this because this is your new way of doing things.
Exactly. And back to what you were saying about dropping off after things change. that's worse than the people who never got on the ark. Because you knew better. You know what I'm saying? You had something that kept you afloat, literally. So there you go. Last one for me was another one, powerful. And when I say something's powerful and I write it down, it's because it's like a diving board, a springboard. Those words that are queued up will help me do research and find more of it. So that's why I write things down. I want to know why you guys do it. That's a whole nother show. But this one, when she said vibrationally queued up.
Yeah.
Already there, waiting to come off the conveyor belt. And I have control of the conveyor belt.
Now, something we don't have time for. I put this in the message, the private deal.
I already took it.
Okay.
That hypnosis thing, I took it and I put it in their comment section. Tell them what it is.
So, guys, this has been a revelationary thing for me. And it ties so perfectly into what Abraham Hicks just shared about getting into the vibration of what it is that we want to experience and feeling it.
Yeah.
It is self-hypnosis. So it's teaching yourself how to put yourself in a trance/hypnotic state so that you can feel in your body and you can imagine in your mind exactly what it is that you want to experience, and you come into the conscious state of being the person who already has it instead of thinking about how it's something that's so far outside of you. That's what Abraham Hicks is saying when she says what you want is on its way to you. How long will you keep yourself from it? How long will you keep yourself in the conscious state of separation? And all of us have an opportunity every moment of every day to get into the conscious state of having it now. That's what Neville Goddard meant by the feeling is the secret.
That's right. Everybody tells us Eckhart Tolle, the power of now, everything. That's why I'm saying, when I ask spirit, source, God, the angels, everything that was created through the same portal of love, light, and service to mankind that I was, I give them literal permission, because we're the only ones here that can speak, to help me find my highest self in this day. Because today is Thursday. Tomorrow I may be on a different field, a different playing court with a different team, with all kinds of different obstacles, and I need a different team of spiritual warriors by my side. So stay in today. Make it your best. Find your highest self. D. Grant, great job today. Listen, you guys, unfortunately, we're out of time, but time is moving forward, and let's go with it. Listen, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm coming back to you. I'll be back tomorrow. I just want to get a shout out. J.R. Smith is going to be here, you guys, tomorrow. He has a ranch, and they are getting horses donated, and it's growing. I think they have 14 or 15 right now to help veterans with PTSD, equine therapy. We all know about it, but they've got equine therapy with a twist. You're going to find out what that twist is if you join us tomorrow at 8 a.m. Central. D?
I was just going to say, do you have the contact information of everybody that's been here? Because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send that story that I mentioned called On the Outside. And what the story is about is it's about our consciousness. We can base our consciousness on what we see outside of us, or we can go within and change our story from within to live a different life. That's everything that Abraham Hicks talks about. It's everything that Dr. Lauren's been talking about. That's everything that I've been talking about. I will send that story to you guys personally, but I want to make sure, do you have the contact information?
Yeah, I have it because they're all in the context. I go back to the replay.
Okay.
Go back to the replay. Bathrobe moments on all my pages. But I think a lot of them are watching from Bathrobe moments today, but I took a screenshot. So, and I have contacts. You could drop it in the Rockstar private group.
Actually,
everybody I'm looking at is a rock star.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you my email address.
But you still should drop it in the rock stars.
Okay.
Yeah. So you give me that. I'll make sure everybody gets it. Listen, we're out of time. Got to clear out for the next show that's coming aboard. Get out there today. Do everything you can to find your highest self. And just start by acknowledging, celebrating through a lens of gratitude, everything that is yourself. Do that and you won't regret it. I guarantee it. D. Grant, thank you so much for stepping up and stepping in. God willing, like I said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay tight, stay right. And remember, in closing, as always, I love you. And there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Bye now. Have the best day ever. Bye.